Hi, I'm Trish McKinney, and I have a show called Spiritual Awakenings. This exhibit has one thing in common. There's lots of different subject matters that you'll see in the show. One thing in common is that they're all spiritually alive in one aspect or another, whether it's a straightforward landscape or it's a floral like this. These three pieces I painted especially for the exhibit, and I was thinking of the Martin de Porres Center and their mission of peace. And so this one is titled Peace, and this one is titled Tranquility, and this one's titled Love. I did put a Bible verse in here, and it's kind of hidden, and it says, "Be still and know that I am God," from Psalms 46. For me, it speaks of peace. Like I said, all of the pieces have one thing in common. They all have to do with spiritual and spiritual awakenings. The flowers have words in the background, and they literally have definitions and things like that. But a lot of times I just paint something straightforward, and there's no writing, there's no words in here, but the titles will talk about what this meant to me. So the title of this one is Witness, and I felt like on that particular day when I painted this, I feel like I witnessed God through nature, the strongest. It's where I hear His voice in my life. So that's where the title came about. So in this particular process, called Nature's Palette, the words kind of indicate what I'm using. So I use real things that I find in nature. It could be grass. Sometimes I use sand. But in these particular pieces, I've used real leaves. And I hardly use a brush at all, painting, and I pour color in and press the leaves on it. I teach workshops in this technique because it's a lot of fun to take found objects in nature and create a painting with them. And the two of these over here are Testify 1 and Testify 2, and they all kind of go together, witness and testify. All right, these are two examples of another subject, but the same spiritual feeling behind them. This series of these two portraits I've done, I really don't like to call them portraits, I call them stories, because I'm attempting to tell a story through layers of patterns and very subtle expression. The series is called Metamorphosis, and just like the name would indicate, it's a story I'm telling about my daughter, and I'm just documenting transformation. This is called Gossamer, and I've layered some patterns over it, and I'm not worried about whether the face looks exactly like a traditional photograph and representational. I have some pieces I've done in the past like that, but these particular ones are about transformation and layers. And I enjoy the feeling of you get up close and see one thing, and you stand back and you see something else. So they're sort of abstract, depending on the person who's viewing. I mean, I see a figure in here, but some people will look at it and see a lot of shapes. And I'm fine with that. But I named it Gossamer because I feel like there's a thin line between adolescence and becoming a young woman. So that was that particular piece. This one is called Oasis because I happened to catch my daughter Grace, that's her name, on a day when she was feeling I felt her expression was very peaceful. And she was just having a quiet moment. And it made me think of the word oasis and what she might be feeling. And so the patterns that are coming through here and the colors I've used indicate and try to tell that message. I wanted it to feel sort of like water, but not exactly. I wanted it to feel organic, and I wanted her expression to come across like the sun coming in her face that particular day. And as you can tell, all three of the things I've talked about, the different subjects, they all vary, but the one message is still the same. And that's the way it is when you're an artist. You get bored with painting one thing, or you get interested in something else. So all of them have the same message of deep spirituality and transformation and peace and uplifting things because that's important to me. My show is at the Martin DePorres Center, and it will be up from June 9th through August 10th. And I'm going to have a reception on June 18th, and I hope to see you there.